Hi, welcome to an Arduino tutorial from Robojax. In this video we are going to see how we can use this cool, compact, multifunctional, programmable relay module timer to control different devices including chargers, lights and different functionality up to 1000 minutes, from 1 second to 1000 minutes. Let's get started with this. This module is very compact, as you can see in my hand, and its original official name is EAZY-RL. And unfortunately, eBay and AliExpress, people who are listing it, they don't know anything about this. They just say programmable relay. And that makes it very hard for you to search and find it. And this is a very bad practice. This is called EAZY-RL. And it has a relay. It functions with 12 volts. And you can control different loads, charge battery in terms of time or in terms of detecting some voltage. So it has this input. You can connect, you see plus, minus. You can connect a voltage source, and this can detect your voltage, and you set this based on voltage to do some action. Let's say when the voltage reaches above some value or below some value or within the range. So you can have upper limit and lower limit, and you can set it with only 2 buttons, and the relay will turn on and off your load or connection. So let's say a certain voltage, you want to turn off something, it will do that for you or turn it on. So you need separate 12 volts from here, and these 3 wires are for your relay. As you can see here, they have soldered them very strongly, so these 2 are normally connected, and I put a drawing, as you can see, and it will go here when it's connected. And control this using Arduino. Ground is connected in here, and this last pin is connected to pin 4. This will be connected to 12 volts to your battery, and these 2 will be for sensing voltage, the 2, and the 3 is for the relay. So normally if you want to connect your load, you will be connecting 1 wire here and 1 wire here. And so let me explain the AC bulb here. So this is a table light to the wall outlet, and the wire goes and will be turned on. But I have disconnected one of these 2 wires here. I've just cut this wire from here. Now this can be connected to the relay. The relay job is to just connect it, so it will be on, and this connected will be off. I've just twisted them and then put some solder, so this can be inserted into a connector with a screw. This device, well, when the relay is turned on, your 2 wires will be connected like that. So your load will work, and when the relay is turned off, they will be disconnected. And there is a light in LED. When the relay gets energized, it will turn on. We have 2 push buttons here, and then the 3-digit 7-segment display. All the chip and controller are underneath. On this side you don't have anything. The connectors are very solid, optically isolated. This input length of the module is 51 millimeters. Width of the module is 40.4 millimeters. Depth is 18.7 millimeters. If you're interested in weight, it's 26.5 grams. This module has 7 modes, and it can work as a timer, as a delay timer. It either will connect something with a selected time or disconnect something for you. And also it has 5 extra modes that are voltage controlled. So it can control based on some voltage range. It can turn on and off whether it sees some upper limit or lower limit, and also based on detecting some upper or lower limit, it can follow certain timing for turn off and turn on, or keep it on or keep it off. And so all the 8 modes. So let's get started with modes one by one, and we will see program 1 up to program 7. Here is the wiring. I've connected this. This is the 12 volts here that's coming to the module. Now it's in sleep mode, and these 2 are the input for the voltage sensing. I've not connected my load, but if you want to connect your load, just connect between the 3 pin here. The 2 on that side and the 2 on this side are for other purpose that I've just explained. So these 3 pins are for the relay, and these 2 are normally open. Okay, that I'm not connecting it, but this LED, when it turns on, the relay is connected, and these 2 wires will connected in these 2. When the relay energizes, this LED is on, the 2 wires will be connected. When this LED is off, the wires will be disconnected, and your load, whatever it is, will be turned off. Now let's do the programming of this EAZY-RL timer. The first mode is P1, and we will set the T1 the first time 4 seconds, and then T2. One is the on time, the other is the off time. And then we are setting the cycle. Cycle is 6 times. So what it means is it will turn on and off, turn on for 6 and turn and stays off for 2, and does this for 6 times. And normally the relay is off, so you have to press enter to initiate it, and the cycle for the setting on the display will be here, which I'm going to explain. To go to the mode 1, we press enter and hold it, and you will see the last mode that you were, it will be displayed. So press the set until you see the desired mode, which is P1. In our case, I'm pressing it until P1 arrives, and then now press enter. Now we are in P1 mode. The first value that you see is the T1, and this is in second. To change it, when you press the set button, the first digit blanks. That is, if you change this to 1, to change it, press enter. Now it will be 104 seconds. If you want to change it to some other value or make it, if you don't want to use it, just set it to 0. And then to move to the next one, press set. The cursor blinks here, and then change the value to whatever value you want. I set it back to 0 because I don't want to change it. And in case if you want to change this to minute, hold this for about 5 seconds. Once you release it, this portion will turn on, and it will be the minutes. So now when this dot is on, this is now 4 minutes. The same way, so you can go through and change it. Now to exit from minute back to seconds, hold it for about 3 or 4 seconds and release. Now this disappears. Now we are in T1. To go after the last blank, if you press set, it goes to the next one. That is T2 when it reaches here. That is the same way, so you can change it. This is now 802 seconds. So I'm making it 0. If I do here, now it's 12 seconds, or any other value that you wish. Same way, move the cursor here. I'm gonna set it to 2. After this, when I press the set, it goes through the cycle. Cycle means how many times you want the action to be repeated. In our case, we want it 6 times, or if you want to change it to any other value, just move the cursor. If I change this, it will be 106 times. But to change this back to 0, and move the cursor with this set and here, and then with this change it, move here, and then change it. Once you're in the last one, when you press it, the blank stops, it goes to T1 the first time. Now the relay is ready, so I'm pressing this set, and what happens is when I just set this, immediately it will turn on, and it starts from 4, count down up till 0, and it starts from 2, stays off. When it reaches 0, the relay will turn off, and it stays 2 seconds, and it comes back 4 seconds on, 2 seconds off, 4 seconds on, 2 seconds off, until 6 times. After that, it will stop. So let's initiate it. Now it's on, so you see 4 seconds, and then now 2 seconds off, now 4, 3, this is on, 2, 1, and now off, look, 2, 1, and then 0 again, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1, So now it goes to the third time, and then fourth time, and fifth, and sixth times. Let's wait and see when the sixth times finishes, it just stops. So it did the action 6 times and stopped. Now let's go to the mode 2. Mode 2 is the same as the mode 1. The difference is this mode, the relay is off, but when it starts with off. So it will go 4 seconds off, 2 seconds on. 4 seconds off, 2 seconds on, and it does this 6 times. Do the same thing. To go to mode 2, press enter. We are in P1 because the last one, you with a set, go to P2, and with the enter, select it. Now the same thing, we have 4 seconds, the T1, and then T2 is 2. So the value that you set, it will stay for all the settings. And for T1, T2. So if I press it, it will blink. The same way you can change it, move it here using this, change it. And here, now this, after this, it will go to T2. Same thing, and then it will go to cycle. After cycle, when you change it, the last one, press, it goes back and it shows here and it's ready. Now this time it's off. When I press it, you see it's off. Now it will be 2 seconds on, 4 seconds off. So this 4 is switched now. So it does the same thing 6 times. You see, 2 seconds on and 4 seconds longer off. So now the relay is off and the cycle is completed. In mode 3, it acts with a voltage control. The voltage that is here, and this is the voltage that is this device reads. So how it works is like this. The voltage, let's say we have upper voltage of 10.5 and lower voltage of 6 volts. You can set 2 voltage. So the voltage is somewhere low, below 10.5. The relay will be off, and once you increase the voltage slowly, when it reaches 10.5, the relay will turn on. Now, if the voltage drops, still it will be on until it reaches 6. So the lower limit will turn it off. So the upper limit will turn it on, and the lower limit will turn it off. Now let's go to P3. Press and hold this. Now we are here. I'm pressing this. Now we are in P3. If you make mistake, just go and it will cycle back. So P3, press enter. Now this is the voltage. As you can see, it reads 8, and here it shows 8.2. Now to change the voltage settings, press enter. Now it shows the first voltage 10.5. Now it's 10. The same as before, you can change it up to 99.9 volts. This will be now 90.5 volts. I'm gonna make it 1. That will be 10. So after the decimal, when I come here, so that now it's 11. I have to make it 10, and then move the cursor here. If you make changes after this, when you press it, it goes to the next voltage, the lower. Now it's 0.6, that's 6 volts. The same way, move the blinking, and using this, change it. When it reaches here, this is the offset. After the second one, here, if you read the voltage, and that is different than the voltage that was showing, you can make it some voltage plus like this, up to 300 millivolts, and then minus 300 millivolts. So that's minus 200, so it will subtract the voltage if you are making some correction in your voltage. Otherwise, just set it 0, and after this, press this. Now it's at 8. You see here, my voltage shows at 8, and this is 8.2. I can correct it so it can show the exact value. Let's do that. So now it shows 8. That's good. So let's pay attention here. I'm increasing the voltage, and also pay attention here. I'm adding it 8.5. Remember, at 10.5 the relay will turn on. So now the relay is turned on and it will stay on. There is no cycle, nothing. Now if I drop the voltage back, it will not turn off until it reaches 6 volts. You see, now it's 9 volts, the relay is on. So we can go down. I'm going now, it's 8 volts, 7, and pay attention at 6. The relay I will go slowly as much as I can. At 6, it turned off. So now even if you go low, no effect, nothing. And again now if I increase it back, it will not turn on until it reaches 10. Remember, I have to go all the way like that. But if I press the set, it will reverse it, which means this will increase slowly, it will go off, and when it reaches 6 it will go on. So on and off will be switched if you press and hold this for 3 seconds. Let's do that. I left my hand, so now pay attention here. If I drop it, and when it reaches at 6 volts it will turn on. And now it will not turn off until it reaches 10 volts, 10.5. Because I press this. To go back to the normal mode, just press it for over 3 seconds. And now it's back to normal. Now let's try the P4, the program 4 mode. Program 4 mode is exactly the same as program 3, except it doesn't stay on. It follows the timer setting and cycle T1, T2. When it reaches the voltage 10.5, the timer starts and it will turn on and off this accordingly. If you set it 6 times, it will go 6 times, 3 times, 1,000 times, whatever you want. And the same thing when it goes here, the cycle will go. So let's try it. And I've set 10.5 the upper voltage, 6 volts the lower voltage, and I've set T1 to 4, T2 to 2 seconds, and cycle to 6. I'm not changing it, so through the rest of this program will be 4, 2, and then 6 cycles. Now let's go to P4, hold this. This is 3, press this, it's 4, and enter. Now we are in 4. So the time is, the voltage is here, this T4, T1, T2, or whatever you set at P1 and P2. So that one will work, whatever you set at program 1. So let's change the voltage. The voltage has increased. So now it's at 4 volts. And let's increase the voltage slowly. At 10.5 the relay will start and the timer will start. So now pay attention to the relay. So it goes on. Now, because it's in pin P4 mode, if you press this, it goes the time. It shows the timing, and between the timing and voltage, if you want to check the voltage. When you are in timer any mode that has time and voltage, you can change this to see the timing. Now we are in timing. Let me show you again. Remember to press this to see it when there is voltage, so I can check the voltage, because we have another voltmeter, so I'm not going to look at it, so the timer is good. Now let's work on program 5 or P5. At P5, this does exactly the same as P4, but the difference is that the relay, before it was off, now it will turn off the relay. It will turn on the relay at the cycling. It will go with a normal cycle of on and off. And at P4, the relay was initially off, so that is the difference. Let's go to P5, hold this for a few seconds, and P5. Now the T1 and T2 that we set are exactly the same as program 1. So I'm gonna decrease the voltage when it reaches so now the timer stopped. That's why the relay is on. So the relay is on until we reach 10.5. So I'm increasing it slowly. You see, nothing happened. Relay is on. Now the cycle started it, and it will go on and off and on and off. At any moment by pressing enter. So when you press this, what happens is it will start the cycle of 6 times from 0 again. Now let's decrease it. So the cycle finished. Now we will not see any difference. Now when we reach below that, again the relay is on and it stays there. Now let's talk about program 6. In P6 mode, when it doesn't have any timing or anything, it will be on when voltage drops below 6, and it will be on when the voltage goes above 10.5. Otherwise the relay will be off. Let's go to pin 6. Press and hold, change. Now we are at pin 6. Press enter to exit. Now the voltage is 12 volts and the relay is on. If I drop it below 10.5, the relay will turn off. Now it's off. It will be off until I go below 6. Now it's on and it stays on. There is no cycle or nothing. So to turn it on, to turn it off, I have to be above 6 and below 10. So let's go above, and that's off. If I go 10, it will be turned on. Now this is pin 7 mode. And pin 7 is exactly the same as pin 6. Above this value, not only the relay will be on, but it will follow the timer T1, T2 and cycle. And below this will be T1, T2 and cycle. So press enter to go to mode, and then using this go to 7 and press this. Now it's above 10, it's on, and the cycle will start. So to turn it off, I have to go below 10. You see the cycling, let's disturb it. That's it. So the cycle stopped. If I go below 6, the timer cycle will start working. Now 6, pay attention. Okay, we missed the value to show you. So when you are in timer, any mode that has time and voltage, you can change this to see the timing. Now we are in timing. Let me show you again. I'm going above 6, so we are in 7 and it's stopped. Let's go, I go below this. Pay attention here. It's initially off and then on. And as soon as I go below 6, the relay will not turn on, but the timer starts. The timer starts, the relay is on, and it goes with the cycle. The same thing if I go above this, it's now the timer is not running. 10 started. Remember to press this to see it when there is voltage, so I can see, check the voltage, because we have another voltmeter, so I'm not going to look at it, so the timer is good. But when the 6th cycle ends, this will stop, so let's wait for that. I believe this is the last one. Yes, so it stopped. And now about P8 or program 8. Program 8 is to control the timing of this display to be turned off if you need it. So to go to P8, press this button. Now we are in P1. Go to P8 and then press enter. Now that means the display. So 0, if now by default this is 0. 0 means never turn off, so it will be always on. So if you want to keep this on, set it at 0. But if you change it with the same button, now this means 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 minutes, and then 0 mean always on. Now if I set this to 1 minute, to exit from there, press hold and for longer period. Now we are in P8. Now go back to your program mode, let's say P1, and now I pressed it. After 1 minute, this will shut off because we put it at D equal 1. Now it turned off. The relay is working, everything works except the display is off. So to make the display on, just press this button. Now this is mode 1. To energize or activate it, you need to push it one more time and that will start working. So the first press will wake up the display and the second one will take effect. Now let's control this using Arduino. Ground is connected in here and this last pin is connected to pin 4. I will also provide a link to the code that you can get the code for this Arduino. And this is in P1, so let me just push it so you can see it. That's P1. We are in P1 mode, and this will just send one pulse to this point. It just send it high here. So I'm resetting Arduino, and here you will read the code. 1 second. At 4 seconds it should send the signal. Yes, signal is sent, and it will continue the cycle, the 6th cycle that it has, on and off and on and off. So this jumper, you must remove it and put it between this pin and this pin. At the moment it's set between this pin and this pin. If you want to use it with Arduino, remove and put it here. So at this mode, if I turn on my Arduino, you see the signal goes and it should not work. You see, the signal was sent and the relay did not go off. Now let me, now I've put it in Arduino mode and resetting the code. As you can see here, the signal is sent now, 1, 2, at 4th, you should see the slide go on. as soon as the signal went. So the relay is engaged. Now the cycle has started and it's continues its cycle of on and off and on and off 6 times. Thank you for watching. This was introduction on how to use this programmable EAZY-RL relay module. Please thumb up the video. If you have any question or comment, please post it in the description below. I'll try to answer and reply.